Okay, this is the biggest release of the year. All right, it's our big, splashy release. Big backroom, big pre-order.
Yeah.
This is not a test. Second edition is dropping July 12th. This is something that Joey has published himself. Joey being the writer of This Is Not a Test. If you are unfamiliar with This Is Not a Test, it is a classic skirmish game. And when I say classic, it's like different warbands, essentially. Build different warbands and miniatures. Each miniature is its own unit. It uses D10s. Rules are pretty straightforward. And it's kind of set in this post-apocalyptic world. Think like Mad Max meets Fallout meets The Road.
The big challenge for us, though, is taking this like already existing world, book, rule set, manuscript, ideas, giving our own touch on it and doing its justice.
This is utilizing some original art that Joey has, so some of these might be from previous versions. And then some new art, which I've done, which you can see here. And then this is one that I did as well. Because we don't just make the book, we do the minis, terrain, and everything else in-house. And this is just my chance to like make some cool art based in the world.
So TnT, Trenchworks, does some casting for him. And up until recently, Joey has sold miniatures through Worlds and Publishing. He's not selling those anymore, but TnT will also sell their sculpts currently.
Both
there's
Trenchworks and Blacksite will sell his original range of metals.
Yes.
And so those, as far as we know, aren't being discontinued. You'll be able to get them still. We have 2 starter factions. So there is a couple of other sculpts to add to this one. This is the Lawmen. This is my take on the Peacekeepers faction. The original ones from Joey's range are kind of like state trooper-esque. These are the example prints. So these are just like some prototype prints that we ran of them. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with how they
look really good.
And then here's my take on like the mutants. And you've got some grunts, you've got an abomination. There's I think it's a mutant alpha is what it's called. He's like the big guy. So these will be the minis. These aren't all the minis that we're launching with, but this is going to be like the starter core. There's going to be other stuff that we'll reveal between now and the 12th.
We do also have like a pretty substantial range of minis that will work for this game.
We have some cool post-apocalyptic stuff, but so many of the minis that people are using for TnT have this vibe to them. That like more like classic wargaming vibe. It's like that old Hammer vibe almost. So I wanted to tap into that a little bit and kind of just run with it. So I really hope people enjoy these. We're going to be talking a lot about them between now and the 12th.
We also have just a little sneak peek of terrain.
Yeah, I really wanted to tap into some things that we haven't yet in our range and try to like supplement those in some way.
Yeah.
We already have like a really nice set of walls and the towers and the gate and all of that stuff for the Haven set, but I figured we could use some kind of like smaller scatter walls. You know, those other ones have like walkways attached to them and it's kind of a complex kit. These are like much more simple. Right now, this is all just the scatter pack of things.
It's a fun mix of materials. We have corrugated metal. We got some pallets. We got some cinder blocks, some bricks, some tires down here. And these will be pre-painted.
Yeah, these are just the raw proto cuts. But I've been trying to kind of mess with like the color integration between the two. I opted to make all of the stands for these tires, which will be painted. So they'll be like rusty silver wheels with black tires. These are 2 separate parts. So they'll be on 2 different sprues as 2 different colors. All of the tables that we've made that people really like, it's little things like this that kind of tie your table together.
Yeah.
You know, and with TnT, it's like very line of sight dependent. So having things like this that are just tall enough to block line of sight that your people can hide behind or whatever, you know, is important. But you don't always want something that's like a giant building.
Yeah.
I'm also leaning into some of this more like kind of Raider-esque, or like not necessarily the good guys type of design for some of these. Be ready for like lots of spikes and barbed wire, and that's why these are here. We're kind of experimenting with potentially adding some little barbed wire rolls to these kits.
This is like our approach at like, what's the most like maximum utility kit that we can do?
Yeah.
That has like a lot of usability for people.
I'm currently working on making an MDF kit of the Biscuit Box restaurant. This will be kind of like the centerpiece kit for the release. We're really gonna try to pack in some detail into this, make it really, really nice for people to get it and be able to play on the inside and have all the little details that make our building so cool.
July 12th. Check the countdown on the website.